Okay, never gets old. Okay, so we are so excited to have you guys here with us. If you have any team that you want to get on or you need to remind them, put it in your team chat, message them privately, just to get everybody on. This will be the first of many Zooms. So what we're going to tell you tonight is going to set you up for the rest of our series. So being on this one is super important and going to get us super excited for everything that is coming and all of the like the series that we have planned for you. So this will be kind of our prep Zoom. So this will be kind of the first Zoom to set you guys up for everything. But we're going to do one a week for the rest of September. So there will be 5 Zooms total. And then we're also going to do corresponding power hours with them. So basically it will be a teaching info, all of the hype things about a certain topic each week. And then our power hours, so the Zooms will be on Tuesdays, our power hours on Thursday evenings, which we will post about later tonight or tomorrow. On Thursdays will be corresponding to that. So if we're teaching about how to enroll DTs or, you know, DT tips and all that good stuff, we're going to be teaching about that on Tuesday and giving all the tips. And then on Thursday, we're going to do a power hour that's basically walking you through it step by step, hands-on, so that we can actually do the things to make them work, just like we were talking about. So I'm super excited about that. And we wanted to do these kind of to set you guys up for the most success with everything that's coming. So we actually planned it before we even knew that they were announcing stuff on the 7th. We thought we were setting you guys up for everything that they're announcing at conference, but now they're announcing some stuff early and then obviously some stuff at conference. So we have so many things coming super fast, which is exciting. So we're going to set you guys up for that and be teaching you all these things that go along with that so that you guys can get the most out of it. And then, like I said, leading up to conference where there's even more things happening, more announcements. We don't know what those are yet, but leading you guys up to that so that we can make our businesses boom with the most knowledge and tips and all that kind of good stuff behind it, and be set up so that when they do announce what they're going to announce next week, and when they do announce whatever they announce at conference, you already know what to do because you've been doing it, if that makes sense. And this is kind of going to be especially with the stuff they're announcing next week, it's going to be a mindset and mentality shift that you're going to have to make for yourself and your business. So remember that and just be open to what corporate has for us. They are doing it with our best interest in mind. And some of the things I know when corporate announces stuff and, you know, they're announcing it and they're super excited about it. And sometimes we're like, what the heck? Or I liked the old system, or I liked this better, or like, why are they doing that? And you start to question it. As Cami was telling us all the stuff on our VIP Zooms, I feel like I had to bring myself back to like, they know what's best for our business. They're behind the scenes running numbers, running reports, knowing exactly where our weak points are, which is what Cami said today. So what they're planning for us and what they're changing is stuff that needed to be changed so that our businesses can be more successful. So remember that in the long run, and be open to it. And if you're open to everything that they have for us and all the things that we're going to teach you throughout this series, you're setting your business up for success, and it can change your business, but only if you change your mindset and your mentality to be open to that change. And I know some of us are like, we were kind of waiting for something to grab onto and run with it. And this is what it's going to be. So be excited for it. Listen to the tips that we have for you tonight, because we're going to give you little snippets, not all of the info about what they're going to announce, but things that you can be doing now so that when they do announce it, you're like, okay, that's why they told us to do that, because now I'm even further ahead, even without knowing exactly what it was, if that makes sense. So Ariane, if you want to add anything, and then.
Yes. So I just, you know, Courtney and I keep talking about this, like we have just been blowing each other up, and Alyssa as well, but she can't be on here because she's in like Timbuktu and has no service. But we've just been blowing each other up, just like talking about all of this, because guys, we've been here for a while. And so we know that these systems work. Okay. And we're just basically having to retrain our brains, retrain our mind, and knowing, you know, your mindset with this, all of these changes is what is going to seal the deal. It's not, you know, with the discounted kits, you know, we are not coming back with discounted kits. I can say that. Okay. We can't tell you everything that they're bringing, but the discounted kits are not coming back. And that is something that mentally we have to shift with, because a lot of you, and I know the girls on my team have been here for less than a year. And you guys only know the discounted kits. You guys only know that it's, oh, we get a promo code. We have all of these things, but I want to, revert you guys back to, back when we first started. And I know, when I first started was when they first started doing the discounted kits. I joined for a $10 kit. And I knew what that was like. I knew that I couldn't even afford the $10. I had to borrow the $10 to even get started. Okay. But they're wanting us to focus on the quality of our distributors more so than the quantity. Okay. We know what we have our hands on. We know that this business can be life-changing, right? And so for us to even wince a little bit at the $99, you guys, $99, I would pay that over and over again. And you have to have that type of mindset. And with knowing what, Courtney and I know about what's coming, you guys, the $99 is going to be nothing, because they're going to be able to turn around and make that money back with our duplication. And so, with going back to the quality over quantity, there are times, like I think about when I went diamond and I signed all of those 24 distributors up for the $20 kits, and not a single one of them work. Not a single one of them. I don't even think half of them are even active in my downline. Like, I think their accounts have been canceled. I haven't heard from them in 2 years, And so I just want you guys to keep in mind, I'm not saying that people who join for a discounted kit don't take this seriously, but those that are willing to invest in themselves, knowing what's on the table, that's on you. That's on you to make sure that you are talking about this business more so, because I've been stressing that to my team especially, and I'll say that with you guys too, is stop posting about, and this was back when we saw the discounted kits, stop posting about $49 to join my team, $49, who wants a discounted code, who wants this. You're not bringing any quality of what this business is to your page. People are just looking at that, and they half the time don't even understand why you have to pay to get started in a business anyway. And so with us just constantly posting, oh, it's only $99 to get started, it's this and that, people aren't understanding that you have to make them feel something. Okay. When we're selling product, yes, the pick 2, the pick 3, yes, that's awesome. You can save $150 by choosing the pick 2, pick 3 option, right? Especially if you're doing like wraps, defining gel, and the facials. That's like $150 in savings plus like free shipping or whatever that it is. You do want to talk about price then, because people don't want to, if they know that they're going to save money on something that they're physically going to be getting, that's one thing. But when you're talking about the business, you have to add value to it. And that's where we have to shift our mind, is talking about the opportunity, what it's done for you, how it's changed your situation. And maybe you don't have that huge story like me going Ruby paid for my daughter's surgeries. Okay. That's a huge thing in my story. And maybe you don't have something like that yet, but did it pay for your gas? Did it pay for your groceries? Did it pay for you to sign your kid up for T-ball or soccer or something? Because that's huge to people. Because I'm thinking back to, I just signed up my daughter for dance. It was $91. $91 for a month and a half of dance class. Okay. And she's 5. I wouldn't have been able to pay that, and or probably would have been like, heck to the no, I'm not investing that in my child. It's $100. And that doesn't even count shoes, clothes, outfits, recital stuff, whatever that is. But I wouldn't have been able to afford that. Okay. And so me talking about that, or talking about her school supplies and stuff like that, I'm adding value. I'm relatable with people who can't afford that right now. And that's how you're going to shift the mindset of the $99. Okay. Because you're showing them like, look, I was able to do X, Y, and Z because I chose to pay $99 to get started and invest myself in a business. Okay. And I know I'm kind of like on a ramble, but I just think that, we need to focus more on the simplicity. That's what they're bringing to us. And change terrifies me. And so I'm sure other people feel the same. I have a hair in my eye. I feel like people can feel the same way with me and be on the same page as that. It is kind of scary sometimes. But you guys, this is a good thing. And I want to reiterate back to what Courtney was talking about, is that the company knows what is best for us. When they were at the island at Winter Circle, they all sat in a circle and they all voiced their own opinions, and corporate took that back with them and then implemented this. It wasn't something that corporate just sat back and was like, okay, guys, we're going to take away this. We're going to change this. We're going to do this. No, it was all implemented based off of what those leaders at that retreat talked to them about. Okay. So it is not just something that corporate alone knew what was best for us. They took what we thought was best for us and they implemented that. So I want you guys to know that this is going to be absolutely life-changing. The amount of money that we are all about to make is insane. I have cried so many times in the past week. Okay, I'm a yellow anyway. I've kind of gotten red and green a little bit, but like I'm forever a yellow, and so I cry all the time anyway. But I've cried so much because not just for my business, but knowing all of you that are in my downline, sidelines, whoever you are, I am happy for every single person that gets to see this money and they get to see it fast. And all you have to do is be duplicatable. And that's where, Cammie was talking about on her live today, your 4 and your 1, get a friend, 4 and a friend. You guys know you can sign 4 customers. You know that you got somebody that's been watching you and wants to get started. And that's where you start, is that. And so, Courtney, I don't know if you wanted to add anything to that. Otherwise, I was just going to talk about the lists.
Yes. And if you don't have potentials right now for distributors, this is your sign to go do that. Like, if we can tell you anything about what's coming, which we can't tell you anything about what's coming, but we can give you things to, like, here's something that I would do if I were you, even without knowing what it is. And that is, like she just said, get your 4 and 1. You might not know what it stands for yet. You might not know what it leads to yet, or what the reasoning is behind it. But if they're telling us 4 and 1 is important, I would be going right now between now and the 7th when they announce it. So you have a week. I would be focusing so dang hard on, okay, I have no idea what they're coming up with, but I'm about to go do this to set myself up for success so that when they announce it, you've already done it. Think about if there's been times with conference where they've been like, okay, we're gonna backdate everything. So if conference is in, let's see, conference is usually at like the end of January, beginning of February. And so they always tell us that whatever they come out with at conference, which is like the very end of January, anybody who does any of that in January gets whatever it is that they announce. So if they're announcing a $10,000 diamond bonus and you busted your butt to go diamond in January, even though you didn't know that a bonus was coming, you already went diamond. They announce a bonus, boom, you just earned that bonus because you already did the work for it. And I'm not telling you that there's bonuses coming out. That's not the hint. But I'm giving you an example for, you're going to get paid for what you do before they even announce this. And so we're telling you to go get your 4 and 1, to go focus on doing that. And like I said, if you don't have, like she said, there's people watching you and you have potentials, go seal the deal with them and enroll that 1 DT in those 4 customers. If you do not have potentials yet, specifically for distributors, now's the time to be starting that consistency and starting to build that consistency with posting about your story every single night, posting about the business every single night on your page, posting on your stories about your story in the business every single day, making reels and TikToks about the business, sending out messages, planting those seeds to gain that so that you can set yourself up for that. Because I can tell you that I even told my team this morning in our team chat, I can't tell you anything, but your one goal right now is to start being consistent with posting about the business and all of the things behind getting potentials for the business, and 2, go get your 4 and 1. That's all I can tell you. Just go do it. Trust me. And I can tell you that the people who do not listen to that And once they announce everything and everybody else is getting rewarded for what they did in the meantime, and all the people that just sat there and waited for the announcements without doing that first, they're going to be mad and they're going to be missing out on all that. And so that is my hint to you guys. Go get your 4-in-1 and start implanting that in your mind, because that's going to be super important as they announce whatever they're announcing. So that's kind of my tip with consistency about the business portion of it. And you're going to want that consistency throughout the rest of your business too. It's not just go get one and you enroll one and then you stop posting. Keep the consistency and let this be the beginning of that, because that's going to be super important in your business anyways. So you might as well start it now and do that. And then obviously get your 4 customers. And I would focus too on upgrading your customers too. Don't just focus on, okay, they said 4 customers, so I'm going to go get 4 30 VV customers. I wouldn't focus on that. I would focus on how many customers can I upgrade to a triple threat? How many customers can I upgrade to a pick 2? How many customers can I upgrade to a pick 3? And challenge yourself with that instead of just doing the bare minimum with 4 customers. Do the maximum with those 4 customers. And that's going to pay off in the long run too.
And again, you guys talking about that duplication too. We've been around, we know how to sign 4 customers, right? But when you get that distributor, turn around and teach them how to do the same. You're going to teach them to sign 4 customers, and then you're going to teach them to sign their 4-in-1, and so on. And we're going to keep repeating that. Okay. Just keeping it simple in your mind of thinking about 4-in-1, 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 not just you, but your distributors, and then your distributors, all of them. We want to focus on that 4-in-1. This is how we're creating that simplicity in duplication. Okay. And side note from what Courtney was talking about with the bonuses, and I will say this, but I can't tell you amounts or like anything like this, but we don't know if they're announcing bonuses at like rank up bonuses like they usually do. Typically at conference, that's when the big bonuses come. But I want you guys to understand, you have probably heard us all say there's bonuses, this, that, and you probably already counted yourself out, maybe, because you're like, I'm so far from diamond, I'm not going to get a diamond bonus, because we know it's usually diamond and above, right? These are not rank up bonuses, guys. They are weekly bonuses. Okay. I will say that much. I can't say it without saying it, but they are weekly freaking bonuses, and it does not matter rank. Okay. Starting on the 7th, we all are clean slate. Okay. And that's all that I can tell you. So I want you guys to get excited, and please listen to us when we say, go find your best friend and just say, look, I don't know what's coming. I don't know what's happening, but you need to start doing this with me, because we're about to make a whole bunch of money. Even if you don't even know what it is, you got your best friend, your mom, your sister, your cousin, whoever, go talk to them and just say, look, we are about to make a whole bunch of money, and I want you to do it with me. And then go get them, and then get their 4 customers, and then get them to get their best friend or their sister or their cousin, and get them their 4 customers. Okay. 4-in-1. So I just wanted to say that. So with that being said, you guys, you know me, maybe some of you haven't been on a Zoom with me yet. I don't know, but I am organized. Okay. I'm organized. I got pen and paper. I got my list. I got all my things. You guys need to get a list. We need to go back to we need to revert to some of our old ways. Okay. And that includes this is not list, but that includes showing your face. I know we keep saying that, but you got to show your face. I always tell the story about the first time that Addie and I ever went live on Facebook together. And this woman messaged me and said, I had no idea you were a real person until I saw you go live. No joke. They thought my daughter and I were just fake. Okay. So show your face. Make sure you're talking about the business or the products or whatever. Let people see you, relate to you, be weird, be shy, whatever. But anyway, so back to your list. I want you guys to not only have your potentials list, okay? Obviously we always should be writing down our potential customers, okay? But our distributors, okay? Because we are talking about that 4-in-1, and what's coming is just so crazy. I got to stop saying that, because you guys are probably have extreme FOMO, because it's crazy. But go and get your list of your potentials, and how you can do that, you guys. If you have not been keeping track of your distributors, go back to your page and just search keywords: home, work, phone, whatever it is, whatever you think that you've posted before where people may have commented and been interested, write them down. And that way, when they're written down in front of you, you guys can go and interact on their page. You can start building those relationships with them. I think that we've lost sight of building those relationships because we're just like, let's fill a box, fill a box, fill a box. Okay. So we need to be having our potentials down, not only to reach out to them and see if they're still interested in the business, but still going to their page and liking their photos and interacting with them. And again, you guys should be building that friendships, because again, they're telling us to do that 4-in-1 because they want us to have that one distributor that we become best friends with. And we work with them, we hold their hand, we do all of the things with them, and we build that friendship as well as a business together, because it is so much more fun building a business with your friends. Okay. And if you guys aren't friends with me yet, just come be friends with me. Okay. But anyways, so make sure you're getting that potentials list. Okay. And, having it right in front of you, whether or not you're reaching out to them right now, or you're just interacting on your page. So as homework, you guys, before we have our Zoom on Tuesday, well, Tuesday is going to be, talking about distributors and stuff. I'll just put that out there, but we're going to focus on distributors on next Tuesday. And we'll have, stuff for you guys to come back with on Thursday for the power hour. But I want you guys over the next week to really be getting organized and gathering those lists. Have your potential loyal customers ready, because we don't know what's launching at conference. Okay. We don't know what's launching at conference with that either. And so you want to have your potential customers list too. You want to have your list of your customers you have right now, because API orders count just as much as loyal customers, right? Every volume counts. But I want you to make sure that you guys are at least getting your potentials list. And then I think we need to go back to our what is it? Like our dirt list, our chicken soup list, whatever you want to call it. And I don't know if you guys probably never heard of that, because we kind of stopped doing it. You write down your list of your friends, family, coworkers, acquaintances, all of those people that you would call, like if you found out you were pregnant, or if you found out you were sick, who would you call, type thing, and write them down, because those are the people. Okay, maybe you don't have family and friends that support you. I didn't. My family told me to go get a real job, but up until like last year. For like 3 years, they told me to go get a real job. Okay. So maybe you don't have family that supports you on it, or maybe some of your friends don't, and that's okay too. But write down the people that you think that might, and just reach out to them. So I want to encourage you guys to get that list of at least try to aim for like 30, just to start, just 30 people that you might know. And maybe you have met them through like Facebook, and you've kind of just built a relationship with them that way, because you guys are always interacting on each other's pages, but you've never talked to them about the business. We have to start getting uncomfortable with how we're talking to our potentials. We have to start offering this business in more ways than just they commented on a host post, or they looked at my story. Okay. We have to get uncomfortable with doing that. And like Courtney was saying, that consistency with it. You have to be posting every single day. You are going to sound like you're repetitive. You're going to sound like you're repetitive. I already posted my story. Everybody already knows it. No, they don't. The algorithm is wanky. I don't even know what that word is, but it's wanky right now. Okay. So not everybody has seen your post, and you just have to be consistent with doing that. And again, like I said, you don't have to have this big, huge, massive story. Okay. You joined, like for me, I joined because I was on government assistance, working 60+ hours a week. My daughter was 1. I found out she couldn't hear. I was missing work all of the time, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And so, you can just be relatable with your story, but repeat it, put it on your story, put it on your wall, do the things. I think that's all that I really have with that, Courtney.
Okay, I wrote down a lot of random notes as you were talking, so this is probably going to be like a combination of everything, like replies to everything. But I know that when you say, go get your best friend and go get your friend, and Cam is going to talk a lot about that too. And she said, that's going to relate to a lot of people, but not everybody. And so make sure you're giving that. This is for you guys too, but even for you, give yourself grace if you're like, oh, I don't have family or friends, so I'm not going to enroll anybody because I don't know any, you know what I mean? Like, don't get in that mindset, but know that it can be anyone too, because I was that person too, where all of my friends and family made fun of me. They didn't talk to me about it. They ignored it. They kind of pretended that I didn't even do it because they didn't want to like actually acknowledge that I was doing it. But that fueled my fire. And so, but some people it might not feel that way. And so they might not be like, oh, my friends and family said that I can't do it, and I don't have a friend or a family to join, so I guess I can't do this business. I didn't feel that way because I was like, you're fueling my fire. I'll go find somebody else, you know, but not everybody has that. And so know that that's okay if you have random people too, but offer both, especially to your DTs. Offer both. Say if you have a friend or a family, or if you don't have anybody that is supportive right now, we can go find somebody else too. Like, be open to the combo, and they might not always feel comfortable with telling you that their friends and family don't support them. I'm like getting into DT. This is weird. But that's not what I meant to do. I meant to tell it to you guys, but that goes along with your potential DTs too. So go, just like she was saying, to go tell your friends and family, I don't know what's coming, but it's about to be something exciting, and we're about to make a lot of money, and I want you to do this with me. You can do that to your random like potentials too from your social media. So if you have a list of your DT potentials, go and tell go and tell them this too. I can't talk. Send them a voice message and just say, hey girl, I know that you were interested last month, or you were interested in this business a while ago and you haven't joined yet. Maybe you were nervous or you were on the fence, but they're about to come out with announcements, and this is the perfect time to join. I don't know exactly what they're announcing yet, but I know that it's going to include bonuses. I know that it's going to include making money right away. And so I know that you're going to regret not joining right now if you don't. And so even just telling that to them too, because some people might be waiting for something, or maybe now it's the right time, or maybe, you know, they're ready to join now, or they were really nervous before, but this is going to push them over the edge because the benefits outweigh the nervousness, if that makes sense. So being honest and genuine with people too. And it's okay to tell them, I don't know what they're announcing yet, but I know it's about to be good because my leaders know what it is, and they're like super excited about it, and they're talking about bonuses, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So you can be honest with them about that. And they're going to appreciate your honesty too. And that goes along with your page too. So this goes along with like bringing in distributors, but being open and honest and raw on your page. Nobody wants to see picture perfect, sitting at my desk, working my business, you know, perfect working my business. I literally meant to take a boomerang today of the kids literally being crazy. The baby was crying. Dorothy was like pestering him and throwing toys. And I meant to take a boomerang to be like, if I can work this business, anybody can, but I literally didn't have 2 seconds to actually make the boomerang. I was like, next time I'm going to do that, because it shows people that your life doesn't have to be perfect to work this business. And the more real that you are with it, they're going to relate to you more, to be able to understand that, oh, she can work this business and she has a similar, you know, I do that too. So maybe I can work this business too, because I'm not perfect either, that sort of thing. I feel like I'm going all over the place, but as I'm talking about our page and posting on our stories and our page and whatever, build momentum now. Because you might feel like, well, I don't know any announcements yet, so how am I supposed to build momentum when they're not even going to announce it for another week? You know, bits and snippets, and you know that it's really good. The fact that Ariane has been crying about it, I think I've been too excited to cry. I'm like, maybe once it soaks in, I'll cry. I don't know. But if it's that good, it's going to be good. And so building momentum on your page, even if it's taking a boomerang of this Zoom and saying, so many new things are coming, and we're so excited, like building, like so many new things are coming in September, blah, blah, blah. I keep repeating myself, but you know what I mean? Building momentum on your page. And if you follow top leaders, you might think, well, they know everything about the announcements, so of course that they're going to be building momentum. Use what they're saying. They can't say anything about the announcements anyway. So use what they're saying and what they're doing to build momentum, and do the same thing on your page, because your followers are going to watch that and they're going to be like, ooh, what are they doing in September? So they're going to be watching you this whole entire time. And then once we do announce it and we're even more excited, they're going to join. So use this time to build momentum on your page, in your stories, especially. Okay, I think that was most of it. The other thing that's been working for starting to do things as far as being consistent with bringing DT potentials in, and this is something that kind of goes along with attraction marketing. So it's not going to be something that if you're like, I have 0 DT potentials right now, I'm not telling you that this is going to bring you 10,000 DT potentials within a week for you to enroll your one, but it's something to start being consistent with. Is something I've started doing is just I like click through all the stories on my Instagram to help my algorithm anyways. And so I will reply to the random ones to different followers on my page, to where I have like these random Instagram friendships with people that I have no idea who they are, because I swipe up and just reply random stuff on their stories. Like, it's actually genuine though. So if I'm not actually wanting to ask them a question or comment on it or think it's funny, I'm not going to reply to it. But I will reply to things that I'm like, okay, so this one girl put on, and she put a poll and she said, is it patty cake or pat a cake? And I was like, oh my gosh, now I have no idea. So I swiped up and I was like, you're having me question everything about my childhood, laughing face. And she replied back to me and she's like, yeah, my mom's always said this, but like, I think it's this or whatever. So we're just having this random conversation. So it just like opens the door to where now they know I'm a real person. And so if they were ever interested in the business, they're going to come to me, because we've already had a conversation. We're kind of on like random Instagram friend level. And so she's already, I don't know, comfortable with me, and our inbox is not blank, to where if she is interested, she's like, okay, is this girl even real? Is she a real person? Is this a real business? Is this whatever? They're going to look at it and be like, oh yeah, she talked to me. She replied to my story that one time, and we were laughing about patty cake and what it's actually called. Does that make sense? And I just do it randomly to different people, and relating to people that relate to you. So like, I used to be in a sorority. And so if I was still in college right now and in a sorority, I would probably be replying to a lot of these stories talking about that, because everybody's having bid day, everybody's having sorority stuff, whatever. But now, since I'm in and I could still do that and say, congrats, whatever they're going to be like, whatever, you're not in college anymore. So they can't relate to me as much. But I've been having a lot of conversations with either moms or moms to be, because I'm pregnant now. And so now I can relate to a different group of people. So those are the people that I'm interacting with, because we're in like the same, like, so now I have these random moms that will just talk random stuff about, and she'll reply to my stories and I'll reply to her stories. And we're like in this together, even though I have no idea who she is or where she lives, because we relate to the same things. And I opened that door to be like, oh, like, I'm pregnant too. So like asking questions or like commenting on stuff, or like, oh, I had that symptom too, or like whatever. Does that make sense? And it doesn't matter what those things are. If you're a mom, if you're a college student, if maybe you have the same career, Miranda, our husbands do the same thing for work. So we'll literally talk about that. And that's one of the things that I remember about her before she even joined my team. And so there's so many things that you can pick up on. Maybe you have the same type of dog, or you know what I mean, whatever. But use those stories to your benefit and create. And honestly, it makes our job more fun. When I get on Instagram and I see messages that have nothing to do with this business, but it's from like my Instagram friends from stories, it makes it fun to respond to people and also do work at the same time. And I know that I'm planting seeds, because if they ever come into a position where they had to quit their job, or they want to stay home with their kids, or they want to do this or that, and they know what I do and they know who I am, and we're on friend level, they're going to come to me and ask me about it, and they'll trust my, like, I don't want to say opinion of it, or they'll trust my words on what I'm telling them, and then I'm being honest with them because they already trust me on a friend level, if that makes sense. I feel like I've like drug that out as far as it could possibly be drug out.
No, so you guys, I have so many notes about just how we're able to seal the deal more with distributors and all of that stuff, but I'm not going to overload, because we are doing an entire training next week on distributors. But just for this next week, okay, get organized. Whether yours is organized chaos, yours is digital, yours is paper and pen, whatever it is, figure it out. You guys have heard me say that for probably the past, like, I don't know how many months that we've been working together in the chat, like 4, 5, 6 months. You guys hear me say it every single time. Find what works for you and get organized, okay? Because now is absolutely that time where you are going to be so disappointed in yourself when you're falling behind, because come a week from now, we've been telling you to do this and do that, and get your list ready, get your calendars out, make sure you're getting on Zooms, doing all of these things. And then in a week comes and we launch and we announce everything, and you're like, well, shoot, now I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do this. And it's like, We've been telling you to do this. Okay. So focus on getting at least one distributor and 4 customers. And you guys, don't be discouraged if you can't get a distributor. I'm not speaking that over any single one of you because you all can't. But don't be discouraged if you have not signed your 1, you've not signed your 4. Do not get discouraged if you haven't done that in a week. But you sure as heck make sure that for the next 7 days, you are doing everything possible for your business to make that happen. Okay. You guys all know what to do. You all know what to do. Host a post, reach out, and post consistently, right? Show your face, be excited. Excitement will seal the deal. Okay. And like I always say too, if you don't have any excitement and you don't have any confidence, come borrow mine because I am hype all the time. Okay. So just come borrow mine. I can instill it somehow. I don't know. But just focus on making sure that you are just doing the things. Don't drive yourself crazy and overload yourself. Okay. One last thing that Cammie was talking about that we're really trying to implement is there's 3 things in thirds. Okay. A third of your business should be self-development. A third of your business should be focusing on your own business. That means new enrollments, new customers, whatever, dealing with your current customers, all of that, your own business, right? And a third of it should be for your team. Okay. So the way that she put it is, if you work Monday through Friday, say that this is like, for me, this is my full-time job. This is my career, right? Say I work 30 hours a week, Monday through Friday. 10 of those hours, I should be able to break it up within this week. And 10 hours of that should have been for myself in my self-development, whether that's reading a book, going on a walk, listening to a podcast, whatever it is. 10 hours of that should be me focusing on my business, getting up my own host to post, doing my own follow-ups, messaging my own current loyal customers, reaching out to my potentials, right? And then the other 10 hours should be you focusing on your team, helping them, make sure you're setting aside for them. And if you don't have a team yet, that's okay too. Spend that extra time pouring into, finding those potentials, sealing those deals. What can you be doing? And just following what the leaders are doing and saying and posting. I put that in the chat, you guys. I found out like last week-ish about what was being launched. I've been posting about being excited for this since like August 1st. Okay. I knew they were going to come out with something. I didn't know what it was. Nobody told me anything, but I have been since August 1st, man, like I am so excited for September. You guys have no idea what's coming in September. And I've said it every single day on my story, or I've posted it somehow on my wall. And so I'm building up that momentum for the boom, because come Tuesday of next week, we're going to be able to talk about it. We're going to be able to tell people what they're capable of making in December. Sorry, I'll say that. That's about it. And how fast all of these things that are coming are just going to just completely explode your guys' business. But, up until that, build that momentum, keep dropping, we call it dripping. You're dripping into your posts, you're dripping into your stories about all of those things. So I just really encourage you guys to just stay excited. And if you're still stuck in August, because August was poopy. Okay. It was not a good month for me. I did not have fun. I was lazy. I stopped doing a bunch of things. I will be 100% honest with you guys. I was burnt out and I just was ready for September to happen. I was just ready for August to be over with and September to happen. But first of all, you would never know that by my posts, right? Because I make sure on my good days, I'm pre-planning all of my posts. Now I lost my train of thought. I think probably because I said poopy. Who knows? Like why I just lost my train of thought. But anyway, so just really focus on getting organized, you guys. Really focus on getting your list together. Focus on yourself. That's what I was talking about, your self-development. Okay. It's crucial. It is crucial. And I've talked about this before. I used to hate self-development. I used to complain to Rachel all the time. Why are you making me read a book? How is this going to make me money? What does this book do? Are there potentials in here? Are they going to host? Is this guy going to host a post for me? Like, I never understood why we had to do self-development. And I get it because if I was consistently staying, focused on myself, focused on my mind, keeping myself healthy and moving, I never would have felt that burnt out. I would have been a little bit annoyed. I would have been annoyed that my business wasn't doing what I wanted it to do and that people weren't signing up like I wanted them to. But because they weren't doing that, it clouded my mind, and I already had a cloudy mind. And so then it just made it worse. And so you have to be taking care of yourself. Okay. So I feel like we've laid a lot on you. But if you guys just focus on yourself and focus on your 4-in-1, you guys will come out on top in 7 days. Am I closing out? Or are you?
Hold on. I love that you just said that at the end, because I had something ready to say and you kind of said it at the end anyways, but everything's in your business starts with you. And I'm not meaning that you have to enroll all the distributors and the customers and you have to do it all. I mean, it starts with you. So if you want your team to have a good mindset, you have to be doing the self-development and have a good mindset. If you want your team to enroll customers, you have to enroll customers. If you want your team to enroll distributors, you have to do it. You have to do all the things that you want them to do. And I've always heard that your team will do half of what you're doing. So if you're not doing anything, they're definitely not doing anything. If you're doing everything that you should be doing and enrolling perfectly, they might do half of that. Do you know what I mean? And so everything starts with you, and this 4-in-1 is going to start with you too. If you have a team and they see that you're not doing the 4-in-1, they're not going to do the 4-in-1. Just like the 5 LCs. I busted my butt to do my 5 LCs to show my team that it's possible. Sometimes that's the only thing that made me get my 5 LCs. Did I want the $100? Yes. But was I about to let my team see me not get the 5 LCs? No. Because I want to show them that it's possible. And if I can do it, they can do it too. And they're definitely not going to do it if they see that I don't do it. Because if they're like, well, she's doing way more than me and she's not enrolling her 5 LCs, then why the heck? I'm not going to be able to do that. So if they see me not doing my 4-in-1, they're going to be like, well, I definitely can't enroll my 4-in-1 then because she can't even do it. Does that make sense? So everything starts with you. And all of this that they were going to announce starts with you and your team. And if you want your chart to reflect that, you want your team to reflect that, you want your team to follow suit and do the 4-in-1, you want your new distributors to do the 4-in-1, it starts with us to create that new culture around that and that new mentality around it, that literally everybody can do it. And like we said earlier, it's an equal playing field. What they're announcing is an equal playing field. It doesn't matter if you're on day 1 of your business, day 90 of your business, 5 years into your business, it doesn't matter. We're on the same level as the ambassadors. We have the same opportunity as earning all of these bonuses, the same exact pay that ambassadors are going to earn, that day 1 people are going to earn. And that's exciting for me because you can bring in a brand new person and you can show them what our business has to offer. And you might be looking, saying, dang it, I wish maybe you dropped rank and you're like, I was a diamond, but now I'm getting paid as an emerald or maybe even a ruby. And you're like, I really wish I could get back to that diamond paycheck. These bonuses are going to allow you to not only get that pay without being a certain rank, but it's going to help you get back to where you want to be and get further than you want to be, if that makes sense. But everything has to start with you. So if you're not doing your 4-in-1, nothing's going to change in your business because everything that we're talking about is duplication. You can't duplicate 0. So if you're doing 0, you can't duplicate that. It stays 0. But if you're doing your 4-in-1 and then we duplicate that, now we have 2. And then we duplicate that. Now we have whatever, 4, 8. Duplication. I'm not good at math, apparently. Not on the spot, at least. But you're going to duplicate your business, but you can't duplicate anything if you're not starting at 0, but if you're doing 0. So make sure to remind yourself of that and start with something. You can always duplicate something. So even if it's starting small with 4-in-1 this week, that's it. That's all you have to worry about. We'll focus on that one goal, and then we'll worry about duplicating that, and then we'll worry about duplicating that. And it's just going to trickle and trickle and trickle. And that is why they're setting this up for a business, because it's going to be something that will be here a year from now, still paying you for the work that you did right now, and 2 years from now, and 3 years from now, if you're doing it correctly and like they're setting it up for us. And so just remember that and get yourself in the right mindset to be open to everything that they're sharing, to do all of the things that they're sharing and ask questions and just be in that right mindset to be able to do that. But we are excited for this new series with training you guys on all of this stuff and answering questions and all that kind of good stuff. So we'll have different topics for you guys in the weeks to come. So we will see you next Tuesday for the next Zoom for this, which is when they're announcing. So they're going to announce everything. Actually, I don't know what time they're announcing, if they're announcing during the day or at night at 10. So they're going to announce, and then we're going to have a Zoom. So we'll be teaching you guys about enrolling DTs, and then obviously we can cover any questions and exciting stuff after they actually announce it. We can actually tell you guys, we can talk about it. So that'll be super exciting. So we'll see you next Tuesday, same place, but we will announce if we change the time or anything. But I hope you'll have a great evening. Thanks for hopping on with us. We're super proud of you for making this a priority. So have a great evening. Bye, guys.